Live, it's the Bison Football Show. Valley News Live and Gate City Bank present the Bison Football Show with head coach Chris Klieman.
Look out, Frisco. The Bison are coming back for the fourth straight time. Bison Nation will migrate to Frisco, Texas, looking for a fourth consecutive national championship, a feat that is extremely rare in college football. This would separate the Bison in the history books. We welcome to the set head coach Chris Klieman. And coach, I looked it up. Division III Augustana won 4 in a row. NAIA Carroll College won 4 in a row. Yale did it in the 1800s, but the point is, this kind of stuff just does not happen.
No, it doesn't. And I'm so ecstatic for our seniors and for our football team and a lot of the new coaches that came in here that haven't had the chance to experience Frisco. It's something that they're never going to forget. And Bison Nation will be down there in full force, and we're looking forward to it. We got a great game against Illinois State coming up.
Well, the Bison played Sam Houston State in the semifinals, and it was such a great effort by your guys. You had to be so proud how they responded to the big stage again.
Boy, we really were. We had an unbelievable second half. We controlled the football on offense. We played dominating defense the entire game, and we couldn't have done it without the fans. The fans were great from first down through third down, and it really knocked those guys out of rhythm on offense.
Well, Coach, it was 7-3 at half. Were you surprised at how low scoring or how defensive the game had turned in that first half?
Well, you're never surprised in a playoff game how the flow goes, you know. But we talked at halftime. We needed to be productive on first down offensively, and we needed to be able to control the line of scrimmage. That was the emphasis at half for the offense. And then defense, we had to get off the field on third down. And if we were able to do that, we'd get more possessions for our offense. And we thought we could wear them down. We just need to get our offense the ball a little bit more.
You know, it's the will to want to win, and I think that's what came out with our guys. We were. It didn't matter how many times we were going to run the play. This is time. It was time.
All week we had really pushed that this game was going to be for our seniors. It was going to be their last day or their last game in the Fargo Dome, and we wanted to send them out with a big win.
You know, we knew they like to turn up the heat on third down, so I think the biggest adjustment we made was we just stayed out of the chains act a lot better. You know, we stayed out of those third and longs, and you know, we had seen the blitzes a couple times, so the Rams were able to pick them up a little better there the second half too. But I mean, that was the biggest thing. We were able to get positive yardage on first and second down and stay ahead of those chains.
Our coaches had a great game plan for us this week, and we were able to, you know, stop what they wanted to do and get them off schedule early, and that forced them to go and try plays that they weren't really comfortable with, and we were able to get stops. So
we're ready to go back to work, because at the end of the day, you know, this is the game to go there. It's not the championship game. And at the end of the day, you know, that's what our goal is. Our goal is to win the national championship. And we're hungry, ready to go.
Monday in Philadelphia with Coach Klieman, and that was awesome. That was an awesome experience. Come back Tuesday, and I'm trying to study for a final, and I was in the library. My brain was everywhere. Luckily, I think I did pretty well on it still, but and, you know, and then trying to get ready for a semifinal game, all in that, and then graduated today too. It was a week I'll never forget. Obviously, it was the best 5 days of my life. So.
Oh, he had a lot to juggle, didn't he?
That's a full week. he had a full week, and he juggled it just like Kyle would, you know, with great class, great professionalism, and each task he had, he got done and went to the next one, and culminating with a pretty big win on Friday night.
Well, so many questions about Kerry Woods. What do you know about his injury and how he is? Because a lot of people are concerned about how he's doing.
Yeah, I think he's going to be okay. He had, you know, feeling in his arms and legs, and we knew that when we were out on the field. He had a blow to the back of his head or neck, and he didn't get a concussion. So the CAT scan was negative. So we feel that we'll find out this week a little bit more about. He's going to be really sore, but you know, we have 3 weeks, and so we'll see where we're at.
So now let's talk about the Missouri Valley. So much talk the last few years. The Valley wasn't getting due recognition. This year, 5 teams in. The 2 teams in the title game are from the Valley, so those discussions have ended. How significant is it for the conference to have 2 teams in the national title game?
Well, it's really significant, and congratulations to Illinois State and Brock Spack. And to go on the road like they did tells you an awful lot about that football team. But I think it's going to help us in the future, too. When we get those teams that are 8-4 or 7-4, when you get an 11-game season of is it a Valley team or a Southland or a CA, they better take the Valley team, because we've made some noise in this tournament, and a Valley champion is going to be crowned for sure.
Illinois State had to beat Northern Iowa, Eastern Washington, and New Hampshire, so a tough road, battle-tested for sure. Let's talk about them a little bit. Their running back, Marshawn Coprich, 2,100 yards this year. 27 touchdowns, 6 yards a carry. The Bison did a great job on him last year, as we'll see in some of the highlights. Only 58 yards, I think. He did have a touchdown, but he's a talent. He's a great player, and our offensive coaches get to see him all the time because they're looking at other defenses, and I remember Coach Polisic saying, this kid's pretty special, and he's a great player. They've got an unbelievable quarterback, a transfer from Indiana that has come in, has gotten better and better as the year's gone on, and they always play really sound, good defense. Brock's back as a defensive-minded head coach, and so it'll be a physical game, we know that. And their quarterback comes over from Indiana, and he just has tremendous numbers. He's a rusher as well, as we see Koprich last year in the Fargo Dome. What kind of runner is he, and what kind of runner is the quarterback, I guess? These are just dynamic skill players. Yeah, Koprich is a downhill runner, but in the same respect, we saw him go 80 yards against Northern Iowa for a touchdown, so he's got great speed. The quarterback, very elusive, a big kid, really tall, throws the ball exceptionally well. So we've got to control him from running the football first, but we'll have our hands full on defense. Yeah, it's going to be a fun preparation, a fun game to prepare for a Valley team that we didn't play this year. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? Didn't even play them during the season. Yeah, that really is interesting how that dynamic works. And I remember Troy Dannon, who's on the search committee or the selection committee, said to me the first time we played in the playoffs, he said, I told people it's going to be a Valley championship, and he thought it was going to be Illinois State and North Dakota State, and they were right. How about that? Well, Tyler Roll is making a difference for the Bison coaching staff. He's a legend around these parts. We're going to dive into how he's developing as a coach. Stay with us. Welcome back to the show. Local legend Tyler Roll continues to build his legacy. It all started as a young kid in West Fargo, then as a Bison player, a coach at Concordia College, a coach at Moorhead High, and now back with the Bison. Tyler Roll defines local hero. In this week's Olaf Anderson Construction feature story, the legend continues to grow as he is making a difference as an assistant for the Bison.
Good. Take away the inside line. One more, let's go.
An All-America running back for the Bison, Tyler Roll signed with the Seattle Seahawks in 2009 as an undrafted free agent. But when an injury ended his career, he turned to coaching and has now found his way back to NDSU.
People would probably say my path, you know, I may look back and kind of be upset. You know, I didn't get to play in the NFL as long as I may have wanted to. Yeah, you just take that with a grain of salt. That's part of the game. But I am genuinely happy.
Roll finished college as the 8th leading rusher in NDSU history with over 2,500 yards. Now he works every day to create the next Tyler Roll.
There you go, don't hop. Come on!
The next impact player.
Every time he says, every time you touch the ball, don't get tackled. Nowhere in the rule book does it say you have to be tackled. So I think he's really just brought a toughness to us.
I think he relates well with the players. You know, he's just got to continually get better, you know, when it comes to film breakdown and looking for different concepts that can attack a defense.
His crew has accounted for 12 receptions in the playoff run and 2 crucial touchdowns in the Coastal Carolina win.
Tyler has the same vision that I share in how do we get these guys involved. And, you know, he played the spot, and so I think he's got good insight.
Roll's time as a Bison playing for Coach Polisic has shaped him in many ways as a young coach.
Trying to really be a teacher, teach these tight ends and fullbacks, shooting any other player that I come in contact with every day on you know, football, but also, shoot, Bison pride.
He's really an emotional guy, and you can tell he really cares and is passionate.
Coaches like Tyler Roll, who live Bison pride, are a crucial piece in the dynasty puzzle. His sincere love for his team will continue to bring and foster the future crop of Bison greats.
It comes easy for him because he does have so much love and passion for Fargo, West Fargo, and North Dakota State football.
It's a place that means a lot to me. I want to shoot. I'd like to be here for a very long time.
For the Bison Football Show, I'm Beth Wool.
You guys warm? Let's go.
Hey, Coach, West Fargo, you know, Tyler Roll, just the entire Fargo-Moorhead community, and throughout North Dakota for that Minnesota game, the second Minnesota game when he was so big in that one. But he's a hero around here. It's probably fun to have him on staff, too. It really is, and it's hard to replicate the next Tyler Roll. I had to defend against Tyler Roll when I was a defensive coordinator, and that's really hard. But we're all blessed to have Tyler on the staff. The players are, us coaches, to have a guy that understands what Bison pride really is, that's lived it, and he's going to have a very successful career as a football coach, and I'm really excited I get to work with him. Sticking with the offense in this week's Peterson Farm Seed Future Crop of Bison, we revisit Easton Stick. We wanted to see how he has grown from September to now in his redshirt year. The highly touted quarterback prospect out of Omaha has put on about 15 pounds, but the biggest change has come as a player.
I've learned so much more football than I ever knew just being here a few months, and you know, going against our defense all the time, that helps a ton, just with the speed of things and seeing the way they pass things off and just do little stuff. So yeah, I've grown extremely, you know, just in the few months that I've been here.
Coach, everyone knows who Easton Stick is. We checked in with him in September, but you know, kids you know, do well on red shirts. Some do better than others. How is he doing?
He's doing a great job. He simulates the quarterback position for us. The one thing that I really like, and I've seen all fall along, he's an unbelievable competitor. Yeah. He wants to beat the defense every time he's out there, and he encourages those wide receivers. He's a great leader, great competitiveness, and he's going to have a great future here.
Oh, it's going to be fun to watch him develop, no doubt. Well, we'll continue to talk about Illinois State, set the stage for Frisco. Stay with us. The Bison will take on Illinois State for the national championship. Coach, I'm curious about the break this year. How do you handle that? Because the game is the 10th of January. That's by far the latest it's been in this run.
Yeah, I think the first year was 3 weeks. The other two, it's been 2 weeks. We've got to get some good work done this week, give them a break, and then come back and get some more work done. Obviously, we want to make sure we have a good 2 weeks of practice time, but we've got to get some guys healed up too. So, and they need to get away from football a little bit. So we'll manage that. We'll talk about that today as a staff.
And the bubble will help out a little bit, having that to combat that weather a little bit.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's a brown Christmas right now, but if we get some snow, we're going to need that bubble.
Exactly. Well, congratulations on this run. So impressive. It's going to be fun down in Frisco. We look forward to it. Merry Christmas as well.
Merry Christmas to you.
All right, folks, enjoy this run. We'll see you down in Frisco. We'll recap that game, the championship game, on January 11th. Enjoy your holidays.